That's better. There we
Yes.
are. Is that
Yeah.
you? There we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
That was absolutely marvelous, that last song. That was fun, 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 fun. Hi, Aisha. Everybody, hello. It's lovely to see you. And I'm so thrilled that so many of my dear friends are here today. And hopefully, as we've had such good positive messages, my talk today will be something that you can enjoy. I'm going to be reading from some notes, and I'm going to be reading some from the Daily Word. So sometimes you'll notice me reading and sometimes you won't. Anyway, it's great to have you all here, and we're talking about finding freedom. And it's funny because I'm looking at a photograph I've got hanging on a wall of a late Unity minister called Jack Boland, and he was the minister in North America that I had a lot to do with and had a lot to do with my life. And he was one of the people who introduced me to Alcoholics Anonymous and the freedom that came with that. It was absolutely wonderful. He was a wonderful Unity minister. And I just am so grateful that so many of the things that have happened to me since I got into Unity have been so good. And most of us desire the freedom thing. And so let's look at how we can go with finding freedom. The Daily Word yesterday, I'm asking you to forgive me for reading from the Daily Word, but this really, really, really seemed needed to me. I forgive and free myself. This is Saturday. There are bound to be times when I feel hurt by the actions or words of another. If I'm willing to forgive, I can rely upon the divine power within me to free my heart from resentment and resistance. My intention to forgive is supported by divine grace. My path to healing and harmony. My intention to forgive is supported by divine grace, my path and harmony. How true and real is that last sentence? My intention to forgive is supported by divine grace. My path is healed with harmony. We're all moving towards this feeling of wanting the freedom and harmony. But we're moving to feel this, and most had different mindset in childhood. We want to get our minds right now, but we realize when we look at it that we had a different mindset about life, the universe, and everything when we were in our childhood. We picked up our parents' fears and feelings about different things, and we picked those ideas up. The terror many children experienced is often just ignored or forbidden by the little one or the adults around. Just let me know if any of you understand. Just clap your hands if you understand what I'm saying. The terror. My fears as a child were forbidden. I wasn't allowed to have fears or talk about them or anything like that in my little family of origin. I was sent to my room. Go to your room, pull yourself together, and come down when you can be respectable. And so I was never allowed to share. When I came home from school, where I'd been left on my own to sit on the lawn with hundreds of kids on the lawn, I was sat there alone and nobody wanted to talk to me because I don't know why, but anyway, because there was something wrong with me, according to them. And I would come home from having walked to the train, caught the train and walked home from the train. And I wasn't allowed to say anything about why I was shaking and crying. By the time I'd get home, I'd be crying. So I was sent to my room, and it was very difficult to have to come home from school every day to find that there was no comfort at home. luckily I got into personal development treatment, mostly later on after I got into Unity and Alcoholics Anonymous. And I was taught early in the recovery that the process to find and practice my own inner consciousness was available to me. Classes, groups, and supportive people help us through to be able to find freedom from our childhood trauma and false beliefs. And there are very many groups where we can be supported by others to find our own truth. And when we find our own truth, we tend to be happier than when we're wondering who the heck we really are. And when we're thinking that we're the things that people have said we were, or we think they've said. You see, we imagine that people are saying nasty things to us because we haven't been able to have a proper communication around the topic of who and what we really are. I was taught early in my recovery and renewal process to find and practice my own inner consciousness. Class groups and supportive people help us through to be able to find freedom from our childhood trauma and false beliefs. Groups can help us. If we belong to groups that are friendly and sharing, we have some of them around the Unity movement. There's all sorts of little groups that people can belong to, and we can be very honest sharing things with ourselves. I remember when I was up at the big church in North America, Detroit, that there was groups in every room around the building pretty well all the time. There were always people sharing with each other because people needed to share their stuff. And so when you have a group, if you've got a group in your church or your ministry or whatever around you that's looking about trying to free you up, join it, get involved with it, use the techniques that they show you, because it's much, much better to have the freedom that can be available to us. Up to today, I still often ask, is this person I think I am really me? Is this person I'm talking about in my recovery groups really me? Is this, in fact, who I really am? And each day, I have to look at my belief about myself and check that I know who I really am, because I can promise you, I haven't got there completely yet. I know lots more about who I am. I know lots more about what I am. But I know that there's another level. There's always a new level. The whole of us, our whole lives, our creative energy of the universes is putting us up a different level all the time. We're always going up a different level. And I know that one day I will really know exactly who I am. But often the idea of the belief who I turn out to be has been pushed onto me by wanting to look smart. If I want to look smart, I have ideas pushed onto me. Wanting to gain a person's respect or affection. If I want to have someone's respect or affection, I'll work myself to death to find out how to please them, because I want them to like me and approve of me. And the worst thing we can do to ourselves is to want to stay in our victim consciousness. Because if we want to stay in our victim consciousness, I promise you 100% success is possible. It's the one, that's the easy one. It really is necessary to spend time seeking to know what our beliefs about ourselves really are. It does take time to do this, and the only way to do it is to get comfortable and purposely relax every part of our body and check out where in the body we are finding anxiety or fear spots. We have to keep nice, clear breathing going on, and we have to be honest with relaxing and letting ourselves feel where the fear thoughts are and what they're about. And then we can go through to that place and ask it to tell us all we need to know, and allow ourselves to feel the pain or discomfort and breathe it out. We're so afraid of feeling the pain that we avoid it, and we push it away, push it away, push it away. And it leaves us still in distress trying to get rid of it. But if we purposely relax ourselves and say, okay, Spirit, show me where the pain is. And we can feel it in our body. We can feel it in our mind. We can feel it think it in our thoughts. We know where the pain is and what it's causing us. We can say, okay, that pain is not necessary for me. I will let it go. I will let it go and let God put the right feeling in. But I'll let go of this one that is inhibiting me from having a good life. And we have the responsibility and the right to do that. We release and let go of this pain and fear, etc., and fill the space with warm, accepting love. When we say, I'm really ready to be done with this, we have to really mean it as much as we possibly can and let it go to our very best, and then open our hands and be ready to accept as much of the love and acceptance that we can possibly manage to put into ourselves, for us to realize that we're an experience of God here on this planet. You know, God is experiencing itself as us. And we keep forgetting that from childhood. And we have to keep reminding ourselves now that we're becoming aware of it. I'm aware that I am really the presence of the creative energy of the universe. And I will accept myself. And I will accept myself as being part of that. And that's the way it's got to be. I've got to fill this space with warm, accepting love for myself. If it comes up that we genuinely have possibly hurt another in those circumstances, we remember and send words of apology and ask for peace. We relax and breathe with the feelings of peace and comfort. We have to be very aware if we've hurt someone else. And we may not like it, but we need to give them the freedom and the care that they need to be able to forgive us. And we have to forgive ourselves for having made a mistake. That's the tricky part, I find. I can ask, Bill or someone to forgive me for something, but it's really hard for me to remember to forgive myself. We spend so much time in peace, in pain and fear, and unhappy experiences being remembered. So we give thanks for the freedom and help we have received and ask for some comfort because we're grateful for that helps. That help is going to put us on a different planet, a different level, not a different planet, but a different level. Going to be free from this will tell us the space found again where we can have greater experience of life and love. We found the space when we were looking for the pain. Now we find the space where we're looking for the pleasure. and we're looking for what we've done in the way of calling, what it says is calling upon this peace, infinite peace of God within, as today's daily word says. And after we've forgiven ourselves for the mistakes we've made, we can then spend a lot of our time calling in the presence and the power. Now, I'm looking up at the top row here a bit, and I'm seeing photographs of people. I won't say who, but I'm seeing photographs of people up there, and I'm thinking, yes, they're a wonderful person. Yes, he's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful person. Oh, I love that person. They're so good. And I'm seeing all these people that I admire. What I need to do is to learn to look inside myself and be honest and look at the things that I can admire about myself. Now, I'm not talking having a big head. I'm talking about genuinely admiring, genuinely feeling connected through the God of our understanding. That's what we're looking for. We are looking to feel ourselves as a perfect expression of the blessings and comfort and credibility of our inner spiritual being. I am a spiritual being, and I will see myself as that. Now, I would like to, I hope that's been clear. Has it been clear, Bill? Good. Because I love it to be clear that people can get, thanks, Beverly. And I do like it to be so clear. But loving ourselves after we've looked at where we have points where we have, since children, criticized ourselves is really important. So today's daily word was interesting. I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I find peace in the beauty around me, a clear day, flowers swaying in the breeze, a gently flowing stream, all reveal the presence of God and reflect my inner nature. And then I look over at the yesterday's daily word, and it talks about forgiveness. Forgiveness may not erase an error or offense, nor change another's behavior, and I do not need for it to. It is enough. It helps me take responsibility for healing myself. This keeps my focus where it should be, on my own mind and heart. Freed from carrying grievance and hurt, I can move forward knowing that God, my strength and support, is with me. No one need know my forgiveness journey. In my heart, I feel gratitude for choosing forgiveness and finding freedom. And this is what we are doing. As we go into today's daily word, I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I find peace in the beauty around me. A clear day, flowers swaying in the breeze, a gently flowing stream, all reveal the presence of God and reflect my inner nature. Lasting peace resides within my mind and heart. If that peace is temporarily disturbed, if I'm feeling out of sorts about my life or the situation of a dear one, I draw upon my strength and stability by turning away from outer circumstances and going within. Once more, when we know that things are going on with people we love, we need to stop fussing about that and go within and find where the healing power is within us to share spiritually with our beloved friends or family. I quiet the chatter of my mind, perhaps thinking of one of the peaceful places, imagining the breeze caressing my face and hearing the trickling stream of this quiet place. I connect with my source and begin to feel a settling calmness. As we connect with our source any way we possibly can, we feel a settling calmness. I consider my life from the higher perspective and remain centered and serene no matter what is happening in my life or world. Freed from carrying grievance and hurt, I can move forward knowing God, my strength and support is with me. I choose forgiveness and I find freedom. Let's take that into a time of meditation, that concept. I let go and I forgive and I find a place of peace within me. All I have to do is be willing to find forgiveness. If I can find forgiveness for anyone, and I focus my attention on the feeling inside me when I let go of some resentment, the feeling I have if I let go of feeling hurt by someone, the feeling I have within me if I let go of the fear that I might have found inside me. If I can let go and allow the spirit of Godness to come within us, in me, within us, because God and I are together. Godness is in God, and Godness is in all of God's creation. Many of us have forgotten, and many parts of the creation have forgotten, that they are part of the connectedness, part of the energy that creates and uses and runs the universes. We are part of this creative energy. It is part of us. And again, we can hold up our hands and look at them and remember that every cell that we see in our hands, we know is in our hands, is a part of the creative energy. And we can look at anything else we see and know that the creative energy of the universe is with us, is in everything that we touch and see and feel. And certainly we focus on the presence and the power of the creative energy of the universe in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts and in our brains and in our mouths and in our legs and in our feet and in every cell of our brains. Every thought that we have can be remedied into spiritual awareness by the creative energy of the universe. When we feel we've been stuck with these old thoughts that we've had for so long, we can know that we have the power to say, yes, I want to let go of this, and to allow the spirit of creativity of the universe take away the pain, and we can say yes, hold our hands out and say, yes, I will receive the creative power into my life, my family, and my affairs. And as I sit with that, just for a moment or two, I can know the peace that comes and the pleasure of the creative energy of the universe. Thank you, God. We want pleasure with our creative energy of the universe. We want to accept the pleasure and accept our oneness with this creative energy. And we say, thank you, God, for removing our fear, for removing our pain. And thank you for allowing the wonderful creative energy to be real and present in every moment, in every thought of our lives. And to this truth, we do say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Grace. Now let's just keep that space for a little bit longer, and we'll have another song.